I'm glad they're not out there today playing.
Oh, gosh.
By Wednesday night, it might be a little more comfortable to be out there again.
It's pretty hot today. Tomorrow looks hot as well, and then we do try to take it down for the end of the week. But
nice.
It might be a little bit hotter tomorrow. We'll talk about this along the coastline especially. I think we could be up several degrees, and when you get to 90, that several starts to matter very quickly, right?
Yeah.
80 in Portland right now with the wind kicking up a bit. So that knocked us back down. Get away from that wind, though. 90 in Windham, Hollis at 89, Parsonsfield, one of my faves, at 92. That's always a hot spot there. Freiburg at 90 officially. To the north, there's a similar setup, but just lower temperatures. We're along the coastline, we're in the 70s here. And then Bangor at 89. We're hanging just about around 90 towards Dover, Foxcroft as well. Dew points are high, particularly along the coastline here. We had some fog earlier today, never really scoured out any of that humidity. So dew points are higher there than they are inland, but most areas is just a little bit sticky at least. Visible satellite looking good though, a lot of sunshine. And that's one interesting thing over the last few hot days that we've had have been really quite sunny in the sense that we really haven't had that much cumulus cloud development either. And so we've got a few clouds out there, but mostly clear through the rest of this afternoon into tonight. Onshore flow gives us some fog, potentially back along the coastline by midnight over the mid-coast and down East Maine. We'll have to burn that off, but the winds shift west-northwest, and that gives us a real shot to get to 90, probably just about Wiscasset south, maybe even Rockland south, depending on how it lines up. We'll have a chance to get to 90 plus. The plus is up for debate a little bit. Some models have us squarely in the mid and even some upper 90s in a place like Portland. We'll have to see how we do with that. But I think we will be hot 90 plus along the coast. Inland, we're closer to the upper 80s to around 90. Still another hot and humid day. There's that quick pop I just talked to you about. There's that model giving us a 94. So certainly is a possibility. Tomorrow night is another mild night. And then Wednesday, we start with a lot of sunshine. Some thunderstorms come through Wednesday afternoon. This is another kind of conditional severe weather risk where we might pop some strong storms depending on how everything kind of lines up. But it will have to do with the timing of that front, which looks to be in the later afternoon into the early evening. That front then goes offshore. And things are a little bit more complicated for Thursday and Friday because the European model insists that the front doesn't fully clear. And along that front, a low develops, which would mean that it would be cloudy on Thursday and perhaps showery, if not rainy, on Friday. GFS American model doesn't do anything of the sort. And my instinct here is to lean a little bit more towards the GFS. It feels like the Euro's overdoing this low, but I just want you to be aware that Friday's a little bit up for grabs. The good news is either way, either model clears us out in time for Saturday and into Sunday. The weekend looks really nice. Not particularly hot on Saturday, but a beautiful day on Sunday with a lot of sunshine and their temperatures in the low to mid 80s. So the weekend is solid. Dew points are down, at least on Saturday. And then probably that high is going to take us from Saturday to Wednesday of next week. So that will be all nice weather in there.
Well, you said last week was the nicest week we had so far, but it looks like it's got some competition.
It does. I think especially if we start the counting at Saturday, we might have a really
good stretch.
Nice stretch. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on Friday. That's the only question mark for me. But I think even with that, we clear out in time for the weekend.
Nice.
Sounds very good. Keith, thanks.